Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. My name is Jesse Milestone, and this video is from Matthew McDade. Matthew McDade, in addition to being one of my patrons and an awesome supporter of this channel, is also a veteran, and he's been through a lot. So Americans, guys, show him some love, show him some respect. Non-Americans, respect him also. I mean, he's a really cool guy, and, you know, he probably didn't kill anyone you know. So, he's the one who suggested this video today, and in case you couldn't, if you could not hear the obvious sarcasm in the title, you don't know me very well yet, so buckle up or go run for your safe space. Because the thing is, the reality is, in spite of this narrative that they're trying to write, in which, oh my god, The Force Awakens is the first movie with strong women characters, and everyone hates it because all the Star Wars fans have a problem with strong women characters, you are just wrong. There have been strong female characters since the beginning, and the reality is, since Carrie Fisher brought the role of Princess Leia to life, Star Wars has been obsessed with strong women. The films and the extended universe and the fans. The fans eat that up. We love it. I mean, and Princess Leia, what a strong woman. And if you haven't, seen me talk about her in some of my other videos, comparing her to some of the pathetic women we have in the sequels today, go check those out. She really is incredibly amazing. But the thing that Matt wanted me to specifically talk to you guys about is the extended universe. I mean, the extended universe was Disney grabbed and wiped away. They said, this isn't important. This doesn't matter anymore. We're going to do better. We're going to do better. You're going to do better? Really? You're going to do better than Jaina Solo? You're going to do better than Mara Jade? I mean, Jaina Solo, where to even begin? What an incredible, I mean, obviously born to incredibly great parents at a very particular time, but she just is like an above and beyond character, right? This is not just, she doesn't just, learn how to be a Jedi or learn how to be, a pilot like her dad. She does both. She's like, I can do both of these things. She learned to do both of those things. She fights endlessly. She's like on the front lines constantly. And she goes through, I mean, she deals with the death of her little brother. She ultimately, when her twin brother becomes a Sith, has to kill her own brother. And she fucking does it. She fucking does it. I mean, the richness and the life and the badassery of this character, the complexity of this character, the amount that she does and the amount that she is. Now, okay, all right, it's the one thing is, in the extended universe, I mean, she's featured in over 100 different, probably around 100 different works, several different series. So yeah, and a book also just develops a character more richly, so they've had a lot of this time to develop. Same with Mara Jade. But Mara Jade, what a redemption story. I mean, you're never gonna see that in any of these movies today that deal with identity politics, because Mara Jade starts as pure fucking evil. I mean, she's an assassin for Emperor Palpatine. So you're not going to get that, because God forbid a woman should be evil. I mean, the closest thing we have is Captain Phasma, and she's barely even a person. I mean, she barely even has a line or does anything. It's just like, oh, I'm here. Let alone having an awesome, badass, capable, competent, sexy female who's evil as fuck, and then gets redeemed, and then gets brought over to the light and becomes a Jedi Master and wins the heart of one of the most powerful Jedi of all time. And they're like, I mean, what a power couple. So it's just, yeah, and I get, again, a bajillion million books about her, so I get that you have a lot more depth, to these people, but that's the whole point. First of all, they're interesting. Disney, don't sit there and throw this shit away. Various authors have spent tons of time, endless time, developing these characters, developing these ideas that you could have used. You don't have to even use the character, just use things from the character. Like, anything from the character. I mean, I've heard some people try to say that Rey is like Jaina, so she's not. There's I have seen little in comics, except that they both seem to have brown hair. But why not draw upon the things you had? To make a real character, somebody with a redemption story, somebody with a central piece. Like, just because, she's a Jedi doesn't mean she's off on the side like Rey is all of the Last Jedi, right? She can be on the front lines like Jaina Solo is all the effing time. Draw from these characters, or at least take a look at that. You had these badass women running around in there. And by the way, these are two incredibly beloved characters. And Jaina Solo is such a key, critical, important part of so much of what happens after after the Return of the Jedi. And that's, okay, side note, this is the thing that pisses me the fuck off, naming it The Last Jedi, because every now and then, it's just hard to sometimes keep two movies that are almost exactly the same title straight, and then I just feel ill if I ever accidentally refer to one as the other, and then want to, stab myself in the throat. So that's bad. Back to the point, though. So yeah, I mean, she's instrumental, all the stuff that happens afterwards. It's her focal point. Mara Jade, obviously incredibly important. She fucking marries Luke Skywalker. And has a tragic ending, has a tragic fate, too, which is like, yeah, you can kill women. It happens. Women die sometimes. It's not like the end of the world if you kill a woman. Oh, my God. No sexism. Oh, women never die. No. So if you're not going to at least draw on these people, right? Draw on their success and the obvious fact that the Star Wars canon loves them, and spend time developing a real character. We can take it. We will buy in. We will buy into a tough, badass woman, no problem. The same way we did with Princess Leia, the same way we did with Ahsoka, with Mara Jade, with Jaina Solo, and you can find more and more and more. The list goes on. Even Padme and Shmi Skywalker are both very strong women in their own right. So we will buy into it, and it's like, spend some time developing a goddamn character. They spend no time in character development. They're just like, here she is, she can do all this stuff, great. Here's purple hair, she can do all this stuff, great. Like, she's a main admiral, she's a legendary admiral in the rebellion. You think you might want to mention her like a second before that, and not just tell her everything we need to know in annoying expository dialogue right before you introduce her? Like, why does Rose have to be a fangirl? Why can't she be good at things? She's not good at anything. She doesn't do anything, for Christ's sakes. Look, that's, like, again, Mara Jade, fucking Jedi Council, fucking Jedi Master, fucking, like, running shit out there. Jaina Solo, piloting ships, blowing things up, taking the responsibility to kill her own brother. Rey in The Last Jedi. What does Rey do for the galaxy? She lifts rocks! And she toodles around jizzing force all over the place, because that's the other thing that she does so well. She fucking lifts rocks! And it's just, you had a framework, you had the ability to do this, and trust me, you had an audience that will buy in. I'm sorry, this whole narrative that it's the nerd boys who've been in love with Star Wars forever who hate and fear strong women, I don't fucking think so. You know who hate and fear strong women? The guys who were raised to be jocks and believe, that the only type of woman they should like is the head cheerleader or the girl who looks most like Barbie, because they're insecure in their masculinity and they need cute little delicate women. You know who didn't buy into that narrative? Nerd boys who were tortured and bullied in high school and didn't have, but did not have people telling them this is the type of girl you're supposed to like or you're a loser. They just went around being like, oh, that girl, I like her. Why? Because she's awesome, right? Nerd boys, that was like the only kind of guy that liked me, in high school. And I love my nerd boys. I fucking love you guys, because again, you recognize quality of human beings. You look for that because the people who category, the people who've loved Star Wars since the beginning are part of that. The nerds, the geeks, the outcasts, whatever it is. That's Star Wars' original culture, and they've just been so ignored. Disney feels like it has the right to do whatever it wants with it because Star Wars is such a part of pop culture, but don't forget where it started, and who started it, and who gave it that life, and who gave it that power. It's people who value these stories, right? So it's those people. It's the geek culture, it's the nerd culture. And those people, right, because they were not valued growing up for who they were, because their likes and interests were dismissed and made fun of, that was an important value for them. Liking someone for who you are, not what you look like, not because someone else tells you to like it. They look for quality and appreciate that quality. I look for quality and appreciate that quality, which is why it was so easy for us, the true Star Wars fans, to look at Last Jedi and call bullshit. That's not quality. Those aren't real characters. Those aren't well-developed characters. Those are not people I look up to or I idolize. Those are not good Star Wars characters. So I'm just going to crawl back in the EU and read some more of those books because there's a bajillion of them. I haven't read any in a bit, but I'm like, that's where it is. That you want your strong women, you want diversity, you want good plot lines and good stories. It's all there. Star Wars had it. Star Wars has always had it. Disney just can't find it. So thanks, Matt, for this suggestion. It was a lot of fun. If you guys want to be people who suggest content to me too, check out my Patreon. It's also really fun, a place where I get to, interact with you guys a little bit more. Super great. So do that. Boom. Gonna have day 2 of the live streaming challenge sometime today. We'll see. It'll happen. Hopefully no more tornadoes. So hopefully I'll catch you there a little bit later. And Jesse out.